To follow breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ, that's Jenny Dell. I'm Tommy Tran. It is official after reports and rumblings of Tom Brady's retirement starting on Friday. This morning, Tom Brady took to social media to announce that he is retiring from football.
Yesterday, talking on his podcast, saying he was still thinking about the decision, but today coming out on Instagram with a lengthy post that we will get to shortly, announcing that retirement. And this is just part of that. Retiring after 22 seasons, he says, "I'm not going to make that competitive commitment anymore. I've loved my NFL career, and now it is time to focus my time and energy on other things that require my attention." Let's welcome in five-time Executive of the Year and a man that knows Tom Brady personally, Scott Pioli. Now, Scott, if you can just take us kind of through the timeline, and what are your thoughts on the fact that he came out himself today on social media announcing this retirement?
Well, I'm glad that he came out himself, just to end the speculation. And I've got to be honest here, I'm disappointed that this whole thing unfolded the way it did. I think someone like Tom that has obviously given so much to the game, given so much to all of us, all of our careers have been better because of his presence in the game. And I'm glad that he got the moment to actually announce it. It's unfortunate that this whole drama unfolded the way that it did. But, I'm still trying, even though I heard the rumor or heard about it on Saturday, I've been trying to collect all my thoughts because, he is someone who, again, yes, we worked together his first 9 years in the NFL. We cultivated not only a professional relationship, but a personal relationship. So I'm just happy because it sounds like, he's at peace and ready to truly make this decision.
Now, you mentioned those years you spent together with the New England Patriots. You were actually head of player personnel when you drafted Tom Brady. What did you know of him as a player just coming out of Michigan? What did you think he was going to be like? And when did you know that he was going to go out and do what he did?
Yeah, that's complicated. Again, we started talking about him in the draft room during the draft several rounds before we actually picked him. But again, we don't have a long enough show here. But to explain the situation, we only had 41 players on our roster, and 3 of those players that we had under contract were quarterbacks. So we were drafting, not only looking for best players, but positions of need. So we, in the 4th, 5th round, we're kind of skipping and hopscotching over Brady, but talking about him. And, the scouts that we had there had done a good job. There was a coach on our staff, Dick Rabine, who was our quarterbacks coach, who had worked him out personally, had gone up to Michigan. We thought enough of him that we wanted to get to know more about him. Dick Rabine, God rest his soul, we lost him during training camp during Tommy's second year, the year that Brady actually ended up becoming a starter. And there were enough people that had enough feel for him that, we pulled his name and we said, okay, this guy has not just the tools, but he has the makeup, the personality, the competitive drive that we think he's going to fit in this program. We think he's going to match with Bill's personality because that's what matters. It's important that players match the personality of your head coach and their leadership. And all of that became true. And the interesting thing is, that season, the 2000 season, we kept 4 quarterbacks on our roster that year. On our 53-man roster. Actually, there was a point in time where we had only 51 players on our 53-man roster because of certain circumstances and salary cap, but we kept all 4 quarterbacks. We thought we had something in Brady in terms of developmental starter. We thought he was the guy that would have all of the right stuff because of his accuracy, his work ethic, his work habits, that he could become something. But I'll say this, anyone that says that they knew, even if they were there with us, that he was going to become what he became, probably isn't telling the truth. But, I think there was a group of us, Bill, myself, Ernie Adams, Charlie Weiss, that thought we had something pretty special as time started to go on.
You can definitely say something pretty special. Now, you had the honor of not only knowing him as the great football player that he is, but also off the field. Can you give us a little insight into Brady's personality outside of football?
Here's what I'll say, and it's interesting because we have these people that become heroes. Everyone in the NFL loved Tommy as he ascended and became Tom. And as a person, he really did. Here are the things that didn't shift. He's an incredibly passionate person that is loyal beyond description to those people that he loves and to those people that love him, that genuinely love him. that love him unconditionally, not to be around him for the sizzle, so to speak. He is an incredible son. He's an incredible brother. I see he has 3 older sisters that I got to know very well, that he treats like gold, and he adores them and he respects them, and he talks about how much he idolized them. And so he's an incredible son. He's an incredible brother. He's a wonderful friend and loyal as the day is long. And it's funny in this country sometimes, or in this world, I should say, we like to see people become something from nothing, and then we love to tear them apart. And when I watch people try to tear Tom apart and talk about what they think they know about him and his personality and who he is and what he is to his core, for someone who has accomplished the things and been on the stage that he has been, and to have all the seductions around him, the way that he has remained as true a kind, good human being is really pretty remarkable, and a standard that is off the field that many should aspire to.
Tom Brady taking to social media with a very lengthy post announcing this retirement, and nowhere in the post does it mention the New England Patriots. Now, I know when he first left the Patriots to go over to Tampa Bay, he had wonderful things to say about his time with Coach Belichick, with Robert Kraft, with Patriots fans in general. Are you surprised that the Pats were not mentioned in this retirement post? And where do you think his relationship stands right now with New England?
So here, and forgive me, Jenny, because I just read that before we got on air, so I wasn't really aware. I didn't read the whole thing, but this is the kind of thing that, quite honestly, I don't want to get engaged in, because this is about his career. I honestly, whether he mentions the Patriots or not, people are going to look for some sort of controversy or some sort of something to make this about things that I don't want to be involved with or talk about, quite honestly, because that's folks are gonna try to dig into finding out some sort of something that's not positive. And I want to look at what was a 20-year career that was great. He has relationships still with those people, the Patriots. I know that for a fact. Again, he and I remain in contact. I know he has relationships with those people. So again, I don't know why he wrote what he wrote. He can explain that if he wants. It's not for me to speculate as to why he did or didn't mention certain things or certain people.
Fully respect and understand that, absolutely. Just before we let you go, when you look at his career from start to finish, obviously he is the GOAT. He is the greatest to ever do it. What do you think his legacy is in the NFL?
Oh, I think, and again, because I look at this through a little bit different lens, again, to me, this magic that he created as the greatest quarterback of all time. I don't want to get into the whole greatest athlete of all time, because but the way he packaged together his greatness as a player and a person and an ambassador for the sport, and setting standards, and the number of people that he impacted. The legacy is about his greatness as a player, his greatness as a teammate, and again, just the person that I know that he is a pretty incredible standard and legacy.
Scott Pioli, thanks for joining us here with this breaking news on CBS Sports HQ. Tom Brady officially announcing his retirement via social media. And you take a look at what he has accomplished in those 2 decades that he has been in the NFL. 7 Super Bowl wins, topping that list, more than any other franchise in the National Football League. The man has done it all, and he's seen it all, and now he is officially done in the National Football League. Coming up next on the other side of this break, we're going to have our CBS Sports insider, Jason La Canfora, the man who's had his nose on all this from the very beginning. He'll be joining us next on HQ.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.